Hi, Kapamilya, watching all over the world. We hope that you're having a very healthy, happy, and Merry Christmas season. Siyempre, us Filipinos, we love Christmas. We love to be happy. We love to spend time with the family. But it's also the end of the year. And I am so excited today, super, because I'm going to be talking to one of my favorite people on earth. And then I have two more favorites that I've come to know over the years, and now that they're in the Philippines, they're all my favorites. So, welcome to ABS-CBN. Again, of course, our tennis superstar champion, hero, Alex Eala.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Alex, so happy to have your two coaches from the Rafa Nadal Academy here. Head coach, Dani Rocha Gomez.
Yes, thank you.
Bienvenido.
Thank you.
Of
Thank you for
Filipinas.
having us here, and all the Philippines that we are meeting here are fantastic. So thank you a lot.
That's good to hear. And my new friend, welcome also to the Philippines, fitness coach and health director, health coordinator for the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. She takes care of everybody to make sure that nobody has no injuries and that everybody's fit and well to play on the court, to do everything that Dani tells him to do. Right? So, Yuk, ayúdame. Bausa. Okay, so welcome again. Thanks so much for making the time.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. Alex, first of all, congratulations. What a super year you have had. Okay, so WTA ranking at an all-time high. Correct me if I'm wrong. I follow you, but sometimes I can't follow everything because you've won so much. 189 was your highest, or
87.
okay, 187. And right now 190 in the WTA women's professional rankings. That means one of the really good news for this year, coming next year, is that you're qualified for the qualifying of the Australian Open happening next year.
Yeah.
So Alex, how would you describe your year, like when you look back?
Well, I think there was a big turnaround in the second half of the year. First half was a little slow. Didn't play as many matches as I wanted to, and maybe the results didn't come as fast as I hoped. But in the second half, I was able to turn it around and, complete my team with Duke, and I think that it made a big difference. I think we were more connected and more, we saw the plan, and we stuck with it, and I'm happy that the results came.
Okay, so just for the sake of others who are not yet following Alex Eala, but you should. So this year alone, she's won 2 professional titles and then reached the finals of 4, correct? And then won 2 bronze medals at the Asian Games, singles and mixed doubles with Miguel Alcantara. I'll talk about that match later on. So it's been phenomenal. And by the way, 18 años. She's only 18 years old, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Yes.
So first of all, Coach, with all your experience as a tennis coach, how would you describe Alex and her years this 2023?
Well, she's a very disciplined person, as an athlete, very coachable. Yeah, she's very committed with the process. It's true.
Coachable and committed, huh?
Yes. Very, very important skills for high level, and also friendly. So with our group is very much smiling, and we really enjoy the day by day and work hard, but enjoying. So I enjoy a lot to be part of her team.
So you're happy to be her coach, right?
A lot, because I can see it's not only her and her family, but it's all the Filipinos that they're very warm, very friendly.
Nice
so,
people.
Yeah, we have good connections.
Okay, so the reason that they're here is because this is pre-season time. They're preparing for 2024. Usually tennis players take a little break, well, not really a break, but have an intense Christmas season to prepare for the first tournament of the year. So it's so nice that Dani and Yuk are here in the Philippines for the first time. See?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's perfect also because it's right before the Australian Open.
Correct.
Coach,
Correct.
how important is it for tennis players like Alex, for example, to prepare, like as she is now, coming into not just for the Australian Open, but for 2023? And how much time does she actually have off?
Well, time off this year wasn't a lot. We got 2 breaks, no? One very short, like 4 days, if I'm not wrong. And this last break was only 1 week. So first, I think it's important to have a break, do other things,
Yeah.
rest your mind, your body. And then coming here is so important for the preseason for many reasons. She's from here, she likes to be here with her people, eating her food. So it's her house. So she feels this environment and helps a lot for us to keep pushing. And also it's hot like in Australia. So I think it's the closest we can get for the tournament. So I'm very happy to be here. And also, as you said, with you, so the teams together, we have the perfect atmosphere to work hard and be prepared.
Okay, you, Kaura.
Yeah.
So fitness and injury prevention is like such a big thing in tennis right now, right, Alex? I don't think you've really been injured a lot, have you?
Nothing too serious, thankfully.
Yeah. And so now at this time, what are your goals with Alex and what have you seen her improve and how long have you been working with her?
Okay, I start with Alex. I know her like 5 years ago. I was with her. But working with Alex is just from July this year. I started
more
in July.
concentrated, just since July.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and for me the most important is to not get injured. First of all, she can do all the tournament that we were planning, and after this is work on the strength and the mobility on the court, just to get faster and try to push more on the strength.
So you did that a lot since July and
Yeah,
now.
we
And
were
what
working.
are, in your assessment, how is she doing? In terms
She's
of, you
doing
said
she's
speed?
doing so well, and she improved a lot of the speed, the moving on court, and this is our main goal, like to push on it, keep going on it, and on the speed. She can generate more power.
Yeah,
also.
it looks like I haven't seen you play in a while. That's why I was like I was telling you that I mean, you really improved like so much in every aspect, in your mobility, in your direction of the ball, in your mindset, of course, with Coach Danny talking to you all the time, right? So you really improved. How good do you feel on the court, Alex? Because to me, you look like you're like, like really confident. But on the inside, how are you feeling?
Well, it does. It changes. It depends on the different moments. Of course, some moments of the match have a bit more pressure than others, and I think I find the challenge that this year brought me was during those very, very intense moments.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult to control your emotions and be clear in the head during those times, and I think that's what I've been trying to work on a lot, and hopefully I'm improving little by little. It's not a huge problem, but I think with a small change it can make a big difference in my game.
Yeah. I really wanna go. I wanna ask you again because I wasn't there, but I wish I was. I was, like super watching the video. Your match in the Asian Games in the semifinals against world number 23, right, from China, right? You came back in the second set and then you're up 3-1 in the third. Wow. Like my hair's standing just like talking about it now. Yeah. So, I mean, you're 180, but you're so close to beating a girl who's like 20, right? So what does that tell you? What does that tell you about your level of game and what you can do in this game? Like from that match?
I think that match was a very important match for me this year because it's always easy to say with your work and stuff like that you're so close to this level, or people from outside like Danny or like from a third person's point of view, you know, you can say that you're close to their level, or other coaches will tell me that I'm doing well, but then it's different to execute, to be able to execute that. And I came into that match, of course, expecting a big fight. And there are so many things that I was happy about during that, you know, I was able to come back, I was able to fight. And more than anything, it showed me that it was possible, like that it's true, you know, this hard work is paying off, that I'm close to that level already.
Yeah. So coach, the level of tennis is so important, and it's all about confidence, right? So at 180 now, but I can see that whenever she plays like a 120 or, your biggest win was against, what was the rank?
106.
106, yeah. So about the level of her game, how close do you think she is to, you know, like breaking, first of all, into the main draw of a Grand Slam?
Well, I think she's very close. And like she said, we are always repeating to her, you are almost there, almost there. But when you are there, also you need to realize with the experience that that distance is not easy to keep improving. So it's a lot of time. Yeah, so the maturity that she is having now helps her to be more patient on those steps that looks smaller, but it's harder, because I imagine you are going up on the mountain. When you're arriving to the peak, you're already tired, physically, mentally. So every step now gonna cost her a little bit more. And I think this year, 2023, was important on the process on this way too, because she was already very close, but thinking that everything gonna go fast, and then no, calm. Everything takes time, and you need patience, you need calm to be there. And she probably gonna be there, but we don't know when. So it depends a little bit on her patience, depend of some luckies. Sometimes we need to count with that, and having the right match or this right challenge on the right moment. So those things also we cannot control. So we need to wait. We need to wait and keep working hard is the best way to wait, in my opinion.
Is Alex patient? I mean, sometimes it's good not to be patient, because you want to do more, right? And I think that's your mindset, right?
Exactly, you got it.
I remember when you were like number 3 or 4 juniors in the world, right? I think you were telling me that your goal was only to be like, I don't know, like top 80 or something like that, and then you exceeded your goal that year, right? And then I think you had a previous goal for your WTA ranking, and then you, I think, achieved it much earlier. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So now, are you in a hurry?
I wouldn't say I'm in a hurry. If anything, if there's anything I learned this year, it's that it's more difficult than it looks. I think one of my big goals was to break top 200, and I finished the year last year 214.
Yeah.
So it looks like, you know, 14 spots lang, but with all of the points to defend and all of the everything going on behind the scenes, it's much more tedious than it looks.
Yeah, and then when you get to the 200s, I think it's harder to go even lower, because then the competition gets really stiffer.
And
right?
as I said, right, that people are saying that, and you start to realize that you're very close, you know, with tight matches. But what you need to remember also is that everyone else in that area is also very close to this level.
And so, everyone's also,
it's, the higher you get, the more competitive it is. And parang sumisikip.
Yeah. Well, you reached your goal this year. You broke 200. Bravo, super bravo. Another goal, you qualified for the Australian Open qualifying women. So Alex has already won the junior doubles Australian Open title, right?
Yes.
A couple of years ago. But now she's going into the women's division. So Alex, are you excited to play? Is this your first Grand Slam?
No, second.
What was the first?
This year's Australian Open.
Oh, you also joined the qualies this year?
Yeah, the qualies, I lost 3 sets to Misaki Doi.
Oh, which round was that?
The first round quali.
Ah, okay. So this is your second qualifying in the Australian Open.
Yeah.
So, with your goals, I mean, I'm sure you want to qualify, but how do you think it's going to go this time as compared to last year?
It's a good one. I think you have to learn a bit from this year. I have to learn. Try not to expect so much. I think last year I came in not expecting so much, but I was so fired up and kind of there you could see the like a little bit junior player, the attitude towards the match, and it was a tough loss, not gonna lie. But I think this year I'm much more prepared. I've been through a lot these past couple of months, well, throughout the whole year. So I think that building up to this, it helped me mature. It helped me see things from a different angle.
Yeah. So even your mentality has always been one of your strengths, but I feel like you're so much more mature in your mind now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is
you're
that
correct.
true?
Yeah,
Yes.
Right? Even the way.
Trying. I try.
But all those experiences also help you to get mature. So to grow, you need some toughness, and I think the year gave her some big obstacles, and she went through this. It took a little bit of time, but it's learning. I think it was a good process. The year was very important.
What was your biggest obstacle this year you feel that you went through?
Well, I think as I said, I had a very hard time in the first half of the year. So if you look at my percentage of matches won, I think it would be, I didn't check, but would be relatively low.
Yeah.
I had a lot of first round losses, and I think I was a little confused because I was working hard and I felt good during training, but then when it came to the match, things weren't lining up for me.
Yeah.
So the losses were a little repetitive, and I think it got into my head. So that's why the second half of the year was all the more meaningful that I was able to turn it around.
Yeah, I remember that actually the first for Pumians, like there were a couple of first round losses. So maybe the fitness did a big thing. Yuka?
Yeah, but I think it's more her attitude in fitness. Like she's always is giving her 100%. Even she doesn't like the work because not always.
She doesn't like the exercise?
No, sometimes like I know for all the tennis players they like more to be on court than in the gym.
Yeah.
But she always work well, and she's doing the fitness easier for me.
So how do you feel you're moving on the court? Your mobility.
I think I'm moving well. I hope I'm moving well. I think we're working a lot off the court, as you said, with you. So I think it's showing more and more now these past few months the strength that I have, and it gives me more confidence also to go for my shots, to take a bit more risk, because I know that I'll be able to handle the longer matches or longer rallies. Yeah.
Stamina, like I was watching you today play a few sets, I didn't really see you get winded, like you weren't breathing hard. So is that the way it is in terms of your stamina? Like you feel like you can last 3 sets, you have a lot of 3-set matches?
Yeah, I played a lot of 3-set matches this year.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the match, because some players, they like longer rallies or what you're able to do on that day. So it really depends. It's not always that you're gonna be winded, but of course every time you have to give every single point you have to try to give all your intensity.
Yeah. Well, talk about intensity, Alex. You are super intense. Okay. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I mean,
I agree.
I've been told.
See?
Yeah, you're right again.
Yes, right.
Okay, is that? I mean, a lot of people ask me, where does that fire and drive come from? Because it just it's getting even hotter and hotter. Every point from the first point, you know, and I mean, how is that working for you mentally?
I think kasi malayo yung level pag intense ako and then not. Pag matamlay, it's such a big difference.
I see. Okay.
When you can see when I have that intensity or that attitude, that the level of the tennis rises a lot. So that's what we're also trying to work on, is to keep that intensity throughout the whole match.
Yeah.
But I think it really comes from how I was brought up. Training with my lolo, like that, it was never not intense. So
Yeah.
yeah.
From what? From 4 years old?
Yeah, so it was never not intense. There was always competition, and me as a person, I am quite competitive. So, so yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah. So now that I'm older, I think it comes a bit natural. Yeah, comes natural.
Okay, so you said now that you're older, because you've been intense since you were young, sometimes you get tired, but it seems like it's not that way, and you become even more competitive now. Is that because you have more goals now? You see like you're enjoying what you're doing, you're seeing like, wow, this is like what I really want to do. I remember you said, yeah, I want to be a professional tennis player. So where is that all coming from?
Well, I've always been very ambitious ever since I was young.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
so every time I pass like a certain stage of in my tennis, I think new challenges arrive. So it's not really boring. So because there's always something new that you have to figure out, and there's always going to be someone new or a new situation that you don't know how to handle. And then of course I have the people with me to guide me, ganon. But in the end, you're also learning how to solve problems on your own.
Yeah, that's amazing, because some people would just don't want to like have more challenge. Like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. I think
Right?
the common thing is when you're stuck on one problem for a long time,
Okay.
then it's kind of repetitive and but then if you stick with it and then figure out a way to go, there will be another thing. And it's not always problems, syempre. There's good things will come also.
So I've always felt that you have good people around you. Your parents, first of all, super key, as you know. Super key. And then your Lolo, of course, and then your coaches in the Nadal Academy. Because tennis is such a mental sport that all the things that you go through, it's like life, you know. It's like you're living your life on the tennis court, right? So how important is it that you have, like, for example, them to talk to, like in the Nadal Academy? Do you ask them for advice if you're having a problem? Do you try to solve things on your own? You talk to your dad, your mom, or how does it go?
Always. I never. I always bring it up if there's something I'm curious about, something that's bothering me. Or if I don't bring it up, they'll know na. Because they've known me a long time, and they can tell when I'm bothered or, you know, slight facial expressions.
Really?
Yeah, they can tell already.
Body language, facial language.
Yeah.
And hopefully others can't see it, but I like to think it's just because they know me well.
You know, you mentioned something earlier about you like being her coach because she's intense, but it's also fun. So I kind of noticed that now that you're having, you seem to be like, not the one that you weren't happy before, but a lot happier, or like on the tennis court. Is that, how did that come about? Just natural?
Can you repeat the question?
Like being happy, like
No,
for
it's-
example, the environment. I mean that you're training, and of course in the matches it's serious, but like after like.
No, it's something that I give a lot of importance, and her dad too. And for her dad, I think it's something natural. And he knows the importance of this, and he helped me to build the right atmosphere, bringing you to the team that is also in this way, and coming here to help her to feel at home. So I think it's something that she has inside, but also is fed by the parents, by the team, because we really think it's something important. Because I don't believe people work and perform well unhappy. So
you can't continue to perform well if you're not happy.
Yeah. So they can have talent, they can make good things, but their best performance comes when they're feeling good.
Yeah, you're feeling good now, Alex.
Yes.
And when she enjoys like the work.
You like training?
Yeah.
You like training? Tennis, tennis first, on the court.
Of course
hitting the ball
I
really
like
hard.
training. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing it for this
Fitness?
long.
I think you like more fitness
Okay. Fitness is something that I've learned to like.
Okay.
Let's say that tennis I've always liked, and fitness I've learned to like it more.
Yeah.
Yan.
No.
Yeah.
You hit the
And
ball.
I like it when it's you.
You
For
hit
sure.
the ball, so you've always hit the ball hard. You're always like a power player, right? But your power is getting more, right, coach?
Correct.
And what, being even in defensive situations where, what's the level of her power now in the women's game? Would you say?
This is tough to answer, but actually I prefer to compare herself with herself.
Yeah.
So I think she's improving a lot on this way for three reasons. One, on court we are working on this. Second, she is committed with that. So when she goes to fitness, she's working on the strengths. So it's all those combinations helping her to improve even more in this way. Because it's her identity. So we want to keep with her identity and improve on the basic of the tennis of our sport, but respecting herself, her character, her personality. And
Super aggressive your game, right?
Yeah, that comes with the intensity. They're a pair.
But now you have so many like nice drop shots. You have like that Nadal drop shot now, huh?
Well, I try.
But it's a additional weapon now, the drop shot.
yeah,
right?
it's something that we are trying to add on her game.
In the works.
Yeah.
And how about your serve? I noticed that there's a little bit of a slight change in the movement. It looks really good. You're winning a lot of
Thanks.
points. It looks a little bit more like Nadal's serve, in my opinion, because it's like a short backswing.
Yeah, I think now that it's preseason, it's the right time for us to change a few things that might take a bit more time. So now that I don't have tournaments, I'm able to build my confidence, build my feeling with these different movements and different shots.
He mentioned that that you're happy here and that it's a preseason. So how happy are you here in the Philippines? And do you like the setup here, that you can do a preseason here, or do you prefer to still do it in Spain?
Oh no, I definitely prefer to do it here. Not because it wouldn't be good in Spain. It would be great in Spain also, but I think it's different spending the whole year away from home. Of course, I get to see my parents and my family, which is good, but it's still different when you're here in the Philippines and when it's hot and
You like it?
Yeah, I think I like it more when it's hot. And just to be surrounded by my relatives and to have, it's just a different vibe, personally, I think.
That's great. So, Coach, do you think we can produce more Alex Ealas in the Philippines?
For sure you
honest
can.
question,
Yeah, for sure we can have big players here. We have a lot of talents. Big coach. We were talking with many coaches here. There is knowledge. The environment is nice. They're very friendly and share things. So, yeah, I think definitely you have big hope for more players. We have former players that know a lot of tennis too and always share experience with the younger players. So I think definitely you can have good players. I don't know more Alex or less because putting names is so difficult. I think they have to make their own way. But I saw good young players. We met good players in Asian Games too. Amazing coach. So I'm very excited to see the tennis here and how it goes and how it can continue.
Nice. So, Alex, you were 13 years old when you moved to the Rafa Nadal Academy. Is that right?
Yes, that's
13.
correct.
So you've been there for 5 years already.
For 5 years, yes.
Yeah. I think that made all the difference for you, no? Like your game and everything, just being there, just the environment of winning, championship mentality, the coaches. So for you, that worked, right?
Yeah, I felt that it was very important for me. When they reached out, it was the opportunity of a lifetime for me. And, you know, growing up here, and of course I would compete some tournaments internationally, but when I look back and the way I've come from competing in Palawan or Cebu or, you know, to being all over the world, it's it's nice to look back on my journey, although it's still the big yeah, sorry, inside joke. Anyway, sorry, nawala ako.
No, because being in
what
the
was I
Nadal
saying?
Academy.
Yeah, the opportunity was an opportunity of a lifetime, and they really were the ones who developed my game. To have this exposure is and being exposed to this professionalism, I think, because you know, they gave me a lot of opportunities, you know, to be able to have the facilities, to have the connections with my coaches and the physios there. And of course, the people there are very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So from the start, I was very, very excited to be able to be there, to stay there, and really like submerge myself in tennis.
Yeah. You know, you're only 18 years old, so technically this is your last year as a junior, if you were still competing as a junior, right?
Yeah.
But you're already a professional. The professional mindset, being a professional tennis player, what's the difference? How did you switch? Because I remember even your mom saying one time at the US Open when I had an interview with you and I said, "Oh, Tita, I'm so sorry, I have to interview her at 10 in the morning and she just finished her match." No, this is part of her job. She's a professional.
Yeah.
So this being a professional tennis player, how difficult is it, and what's the difference of being a pro and a junior tennis player?
Yeah. Well, now, of course, tennis is my passion. It's what I love to do. But now I also have to look at it as a job, like my mom said. So there are responsibilities that, you know, sometimes you don't really want to do, but then it comes with the tennis. It's not just on court. So it's not just during the matches that my mentality has changed. It's also after, before, the routines.
Yeah.
So now I have super long routines before and after the matches.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, during those intense moments is where I'm still trying to switch my mentality. Of course, it's already improved a lot, but I think when you're a junior, you're less mature. As a junior, during the matches, maybe you'll get mad more often or have some outbursts or something like that. But then, when you're a professional, you can't afford to make mistakes like that very often.
Yeah.
So it's important to understand that you can make mistakes, but you know, recollect yourself.
Do you think she's having a good professional mindset?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, she's improving a lot, and I think when she was like a junior, she was playing more with your age. She's playing with the same age, and it's different.
True.
And now that professional, you can
you're playing a lot more experienced players.
Yeah, and I
so
think
you
this
have
is
to match
important.
their mindset.
Yeah.
If not better.
Yeah.
So especially the experienced players will be calm, they'll know what to do, those little things to annoy you, diba? So you have to be above them.
Yeah. Now, she talked about the routines before and after. Can you tell us a little bit about the fitness routine for a professional tennis player? Like how much time before, after?
No, the thing is, when I started to work with her, she had her own routines, and I saw it, and they're so good.
How good already?
Yeah. It was easy for me. Yeah, Dani did so well before, and the other fitness coach also is easy for me. She takes her time, and she's never on a hurry. Like she's so professional in these things.
So
and it's not thankful to me.
Wait, so what do you do? What does she do before a match? Example, just a few examples.
Just he knows more than me about these routines, because I don't see her so much in matches.
During the tournaments as much. Yeah.
So what goes on before a match? Like a tournament week, for example, like tournament day.
Her routines take, like she said, very long. So it takes about 1 hour before we start to rally.
Okay.
So 1 hour with mobility, preventions.
1 hour?
1
like
hour.
Mga bands, ganon?
Yeah. And it wasn't like from 0 to 1 hour. So we start adding things. And one of the things that we enjoy a lot doing, we put other sports to help.
Before?
Yeah.
We try. I try.
We put like football, we put volleyball, handball, the American football, everything with a second idea.
Really?
Yeah, to help on serve, to help on the footwork, help on coordination, but making her having fun, because if you think every day, 1 hour doing the same thing before the match, one thing that we said before we don't want is the player getting bored. So we try to put other things having fun that she doesn't know, but we are working for tennis. So always asking the fitness coach if they approve. So now with you, but before we had very good fitness coach too. The change was more about personality, able to travel, so more on this way. So it's not knowledge. Everybody in the academy works so well and so hard. So also help us. So when you have a doubt, I want to make a change on her serve, I make a video, ask to Tony Nadal, ask to Joan Bosch, Tomeu Salva, so many big names in Spain that help us a lot on the process. So I don't have doubts. When I go to change something, I already ask at least 3 big guys. So okay, awesome. If they agree, it's because we are in the right way. Let's do it. So
now you know he doesn't just teach me tennis. He teaches me football, volleyball.
Well, if you're Espanol, you have to know football, right?
God, I'm so bad.
No, you understand
so
everything.
I'm so bad.
Talking about fun, when you win, it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about when you lose? You still, how do you deal with it? Or because it's
Yeah, I mean
professionally
it will take me a bit to just go through that stage. Tapos okay na. You have to train again after.
Yeah.
So it will take me like a day, like one night or a day, and then after that okay na. Because you lose so many times.
Yeah.
Of course there are tougher losses. So siguro if a tougher loss, parang to take me like a day, 2 days. Then,
yeah. What's the most fun part about being a professional tennis player, would you say?
Oh.
What are the most fun parts?
Personally, it's winning. Yeah, but you don't always win. So, syempre, you're chasing that feeling, and you learn to have fun in the process.
Yeah. Do you have any idols in the women's game? I forgot now. Before you mentioned.
Well, I used to love Lina and Sharapova. Those two. When I was younger.
And now do you follow?
No, yeah, I think there are a lot. Syempre,
Who do you
Sviatek. I mean, she's great. I think she's a great example for not just the next generation, but also other people in the circuit. I really like Barty before she retired recently. Yeah, that was sad. But yeah, I like those two.
Okay, so Australian Open coach, what's the plan? 3 matches to qualify. Está lista? Is she ready?
I think she's on the way to get ready. We are in the middle of the preseason. Still have to work on many things, but she's doing very well until here. And then to qualify or to do big things there, we will know only there. Because we have to first see the draw, if we had the draw that match with her game, then to see how is her mood, how she deal with the pressures or problems that are gonna come at the day. So we don't take it too long. It's more like step by step.
Yeah. Day to day.
Day to day, and actually it's the biggest exercise on our sport. I think as more you stay in the present, more chance you have. So if we start to think too much ahead, it's tough to concentrate on the next point.
Yeah.
So for us, we are learning and the process now, and the patience is okay. Let's stay here. Let's win the next point. So we are really focused on the details, like you mentioned before, changing the serve, mobility on the court, and use her strengths as much as she can in each match. Doesn't matter who is the opponent, doesn't matter the kind of player, game the player use, we have to adapt and play her own game. That's the biggest deal for us.
Yeah.
So if it goes far away, we are more happy.
Do you like Australia? You like playing in Australia?
Yes, I do. I think it's super festive. I think it's,
You like the courts?
yeah, I do also. Yeah. I think Australia is different because there's so many activities that you can do outside of tennis for the crowd, obviously. But it's close to home, so that's why I think last time I played there were so many Pinoys that came to watch. So I
that's
think
right.
it's a great place for me.
You like that, no? When the Pinoys
of
watch,
course,
Alex.
Of course,
So,
yeah.
for those who are watching, Alex is competing at the Australian Open, qualifying at Melbourne Park, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Melbourne Park. When does it start?
John.
January 8th, the quali.
January 8th. 3 matches to qualify. So Alex likes it when there are more Pinoys who bring flags, right?
Yeah, anything you want.
And being loud is nice.
So you like it when people cheer.
Yeah,
that's
I like when they come out. And last year there was a little kid that gave me a teddy bear, so super cute. Yeah,
That's nice. After the Australian Open, your plan this year for 2024 is to play.
Oh well,
more
after
than Grand
Australia,
Slam?
it's very foggy. We haven't made like a concrete schedule yet, so we're still trying to see. It's still far away, a month, so we have to plan that.
Yeah, because the list, we're gonna get to know the list of players for Australia is closing this next week, so it goes week by week now. Depend also how she goes in
That's true,
Australian
right?
Open.
Yeah. But obviously you want to try to play all the Grand Slams this year, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the goals. You really want to make it.
What's your favorite Grand Slam? Like, let's say if you could win one Grand Slam, if you could win your first Grand Slam, what would it be?
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
Anything. I'll take any Grand
Oh,
Slam.
welcome.
Welcome.
If it comes Australia,
Yeah, but I think ever since bata ako, I think Wimbledon has always made an impression. Yeah.
Yeah, you like the grass?
The grass and it's, I don't know, very classy. Yeah, very classy. I don't know. There's always something different about Wimbledon. Yeah.
Right. And when you come to the Philippines, people ask me like, Pinoy pa ba si Alex? Like, does she like Filipino things? What Filipino things do you like to do when you're at home? Kasi it's super rare.
Yeah, it is very rare. Well, my number one priority is to spend time with my family. And normally when I'm back, I'm also training. So,
Like aside from your parents, you mean? Like other
yeah,
like
to see my
extended
family, yeah, and then syempre to eat the food is the
You
best.
like food,
Yeah,
okay.
every time I go home, I get like barbecue or caldereta.
caldereta.
Yeah, I like caldereta. Adobong pusit is my favorite. Yeah, and then
CC.
sisig, I like sisig, and I'm trying to get them to try also different foods. Yeah.
So what do you like about the Philippines, Danny and Luke? What are your first trip impressions of the Philippines? ¿Cómo estamos? How are we?
I like more of nothing is the people. The people are very nice, so like friendly, and almost the atmosphere, like good weather, good vibes. Yeah.
You would
it
come
is.
back again? Would you
Yeah,
come back?
I hope so. I hope so.
What about you, Danny?
Well,
What do you like?
I
What's good about the Philippines?
I live in Spain. I'm half Spanish, but I'm Brazilian, and I see so many things here that is similar to my country. So I definitely feel at home here. So the environment, the nature, the people, very warm, very friendly. Food is a little different for me, but I like it because
me
I'm
also.
a rice lover. So for me, it's such a nice experience. And also the tennis knowledge is something that I like. So I like to share moment
you
with
would like
coach.
to share more. You feel like there's a lot of potential here.
Yes, definitely. And as you mentioned at the beginning, with Alex doing well or better and better, I think the younger players probably gonna start to believe it's possible.
Yes.
Because this, in my country, was something that was a barrier too. As a player, I always felt like, oh, it's too far away, it's too far away, until we have some players doing. And now we see more and more Brazilian players on the tour. And it's definitely is something that Alex can help without doing extra for the Filipino players, just focus on her and doing her things. I think it helps a lot of the people, and when she comes here, we had a big meeting with a lot of players. So I think all those things feed the confidence and the knowledge, and all the process is very, very possible. Everybody has to believe it, and of course it's not easy. Like she mentioned too, it's a long process and tough, but it's possible.
So Alex, you believe, what are you believing for this year, if ever? Because I know you said that you have to do day by day, but what are you believing for this year? I guess goals for this year. If you were to make one, if you were to make couple. You make goals, right? Do you
Of course.
discuss
You
them?
ask me, next year I'll be number 1 in the world. Yeah, but no, I'm joking. Don't take that seriously, please. Yeah, but of course, one of my goals is to join all the Grand Slams. So that's going to be difficult to maintain, of course, ranking, and then step by step go closer.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I want to qualify to the main draw, and then in between, there's so many different things that I can say.
Yes.
Work on my technique, work on my fitness, and there's so many things that I can say. So in general, everything needs to be improved.
Yeah, but she's on the right track, right?
Yeah.
At 18 years of age, and like where
Yeah.
she is right now with the mentality, would you say? Coach?
Yes. She's working well. I think we have good plans. Like I said before, with fitness, with Tony Nadal, with Tomeu Sarva, Joan Bosch, all the big coaches in the academy, we share experience with them, and we all agree that she's doing the right things. And here in this preseason especially, I felt
Good.
very good, because as you could see, she's happy on court and very open to do things that even she doesn't really like, exercise that we know that she doesn't like. We explain to her, look, it's important for this. She, no worries, don't need to waste our time explaining, let's go and let's do it. Wow, that's happiness and mature that is helping us a lot on those things. So
She's
definitely
doing
she's
the
on the
things
track.
easy for us.
Yeah.
Making it easy for
Yeah.
you. Wow, your
Yeah.
coach's dream
No,
pala.
no.
Less problems. How many tournaments will you play this year?
Next year?
Next year, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Like
around
usually-
30, no?
Our plan is always being like 80, 90 matches a year.
80 or 90
Match a year. So
matches or tournaments?
matches.
Matches.
So it depends how she goes. So we drop the match, the level of the tournament to have more match, or
I see
try
what
to
you
have
mean,
more
yeah.
match,
Yeah.
or we go higher. So our dream is, of course, be in all the Grand Slam. And if we can do all the Grand Slams and do all the match we can have, so less tournaments. So it goes more or less on this way. So about quantity of match, and then also depends of the draw, depend how we go in the tournaments.
Yeah. Couple of, not naman personal questions, but traveling is like part of the job of a tennis player. You obviously like traveling, packing, unpacking, going to a new place, plane rides. How do you feel about all that?
Yeah, well, sometimes it can feel a bit repetitive, having to pack, leaving. But in the end, you have to enjoy it, because it's an opportunity that so many people dream to have. My job is to travel and to compete in different places, meet new people. So how many people can really say that that they can do that? So I try not to take it for granted. And sometimes waking up early for the flights, or having to schedule the practices around the travels, or feeling tired after syempre the plane rides, ganon. You can feel really tired. But in the end, I consider myself super lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a privilege.
And you're learning, on this traveling. She learned how to cook
Yeah.
during Airbnbs and stuff.
Learning how to cook better. On the road, not burning the house down. You know.
This is important thing.
When do you know how to cook?
Mga spaghetti, like, you know, like aglio-olio, yung mga ganon.
Good salads.
Scrambled eggs, salad.
Salad.
Or
Yeah,
like,
always.
can you make your own food sometimes when you're on the tour para it's healthy?
Yeah, or Airbnb, mga ganon. Yeah.
Or what?
When we
Oh, Airbnb.
stay in the
Yeah,
Airbnb,
so you have your own
like that,
kitchen.
yeah.
Ah,
But
okay.
most of the times it's hotel. But sometimes, syempre, you have to do hotel.
Okay. So, Alex, there's so many Filipinos who are looking up to you, and I know you're still young. You always say, I'm still young. Don't forget, because everybody sees you like, what is your advice and
Yeah,
what are your
yeah.
goals? So you're still also making your own dreams come true. But there's so many people who are already looking up to you now, which is so exciting, and you seem to be able to appreciate that. So, again, what would you say to mga young Filipino girls who wanna make it in the tennis world?
No, I think, well, I think first of all, you have to surround yourself with good people and you have to find a support system na matibay.
Yeah.
And they'll be there for you when you're shaky, ganon,
Yeah.
when you're having doubts, and they'll be the ones to take it out of your mind. And second, you have to love what you do. And if you want to pursue tennis and you don't love it, you're not going to be able to complete those tough sessions, or you're not going to be able to go the extra mile for this sport. And it takes a toll on you. It's very demanding, physically, mentally. So you have to find ways to enjoy that. Yeah.
Last question, how do you find ways to enjoy? What do you do? Like, aside from doing other sports, talk to your family?
Yeah. Well, I think I like to the routine. I think the routines that I have before and after make it gives me time to put myself in the right mindset before and then after also, to cool down. Secondly, I think that I always try to think why I'm doing it. I try to remember that, if I don't do this, I'll regret it, ganon, I'll feel bad, like that. And, when I lose matches or when I lose the tough ones, I'll always say na, okay, I have to work on this, I have to work on this, and the next time I'll be better. But I know I'm not going to be better if I don't do the hard work. And of course, the biggest thing is that I'm with Danny or my dad or you, my mom, and they'll always.
Yeah.
It will just be fun, like the little things. It's
Yeah.
really the little things. Yeah.
It's so important that your parents come to the tournaments, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a big thing that I have a good team. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the key, to get to the Nadal Academy, get a scholarship. Right? Coaches, thank you so much for coming to the Philippines, for being here, and thank you for everything that you're doing for Alex. We're so happy, and we look forward to number one. Number uno, right?
Long
Alex,
way, but yes, hopefully in the future.
Yeah, how's your Spanish?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Muy bien.
You talk to her in Spanish?
Sometimes we had one nice experience actually on tournaments.
Yeah.
The seats of the coach were next to each other,
Oh,
and I had to do all the instructions on the match in Spanish because I didn't want the other coach knows what I'm saying to her.
Because English.
Yeah, because now some tournaments are allowed to do coaching.
Oh yeah, it's allowed, right?
Yeah.
Coaching?
Yeah. So I was doing all the tournament doing coaching in Spanish with her, and she understood pretty well. So.
Because she learned so much
from
me, because my English, as you know, is not so good, and when I want to say something to her, I speak in Spanish.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias. Sorry for that. Thank you. That was so fun.
Thank you.
Gracias.